Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. I am so happy you're here. We have a full live class. So, those of you joining after, I hope you enjoy. They requested that I just rock it, just rock the class. So, if you decide the class was too quick, crazy, or wild, you can like blame everyone that joined live. That's the goal today. So, let us start in a seated meditation. If you have a meditation cushion or a couch cushion or anything to sit on that would make you more comfortable, you're welcome to throw that down on the mat. A reminder that when I say a seat, you might be chilling with your legs out in front of you, just relaxing. You can crisscross your legs. You could even sit like this. Sometimes in meditation, I will literally sit like this, like I'm on a chair, or you could be in a chair. So find something comfortable. Place your hands somewhere on your body. So it could be legs, it could be one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly if you'd like to have a little grounding. And this is that time, that wonderful time where you drop out of your day, out of your thoughts, and into your yoga practice. So let's begin with a full breath in. Exhale slowly, eyes shut down. And for the next minute or so, all I ask is that you exist. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. Just sit. Notice if your mind wandered, and it's likely that it did. Where did your mind wander off to? How hard was it for you to just stay present and sit? And if it was challenging, don't worry, you're human. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, count to 5 slowly. And then same thing on the exhale. I'm changing this up a bit to give you the ability to cue how long your 5 count is. So let's take 5 of these together and just count in your head. Focus on expanding through the diaphragm. Feel it extend down into your low abdomen. And then when you are done with 5 rounds, you'll move to tabletop pose. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. There's zero rush. Quite a few of you have your cameras on so I can see who's moving. And once you're in tabletop, start to move through cat and cow with your own breath. So this kind of different starting, right? You're all going to be moving, breathing at different speeds, moving with the breath. And then I'll bring us back together in just a few moments. For those of you in cat and cow, can you keep that 5 count while you move through cat and cow? A lot of us, especially yogis that have vinyasa experience, we like to go fast, right? It just makes us want to move quicker. So maybe you can really slow down the cat and cow as you breathe. Hopefully everyone is in cat and cow by now. If you haven't, why don't you come join us and just embrace the fact that you're able to take long, slow breaths? How fantastic is that? Then we'll take 3 rounds of cat and cow. Start to speed it up a little bit. So as you inhale, belly drops, shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Push into the hands. Really lock your fingertips down into the mat. One more round. And then bring your toes together, knees wide. Push yourself back to child's pose. Forehead comes down to the mat. Close your eyes. Breath in and out. All right, inhale, pull yourself back up, reach, pull into the palms, separate the legs, and then come to a seat without using your hands. My favorite way might be to walk back, hands come to heart center, wiggle forward, kick around. There are so many different ways to do it. And if this is your first time trying, remember it's okay, it's just your first time, right? Extend the legs in front of you once you arrive, and then bring your hands by your sides. Push your heels down into the mat, roll the shoulders back, tuck your chin. Breath in, staff pose. Breath out. Really push the heels down a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your hands high, maybe gaze up. And then exhale, fold forward. Option to take the hands to the top of the legs, to the ground, towards the feet, maybe even pull yourself in slightly. But this is our first little forward fold of class. So allow your spine to round. If you're finding you're having trouble and you're kind of stuck up here just rounding, maybe you can think about pushing the hands into the ground, tilting the pelvis forward, right? Your butt will tilt back, and try to stretch from here, then round into the spine. Hold. Reach your hands forward, push into your heels, maybe walk yourself up or reach high. Breath in. Exhale, hands by your sides. We're going to start moving with the breath. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the head and the hands up all the way back. And then exhale, hands by your sides. We'll take that again. Inhale, sweep up, reach, extend. Exhale, fold, leading with the chest. See if you can get a little lower every time. Inhale, sweep up, hands up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Again, inhale, sweep, reach, and fold. Inhale, you'll reach up high. Exhale, hands by your sides. All right, fingertips point forwards, roll your shoulders back, push your heart up to the ceiling, then bend into one knee, the other, and bring both feet to the ground. Option 1 is to stay here, pushing the heart. This is almost, if you think about it, our first back bend of class, right? reach through the chest, open the throat slightly. If this feels comfortable, you might try and find the correct foot placement, which is going to be a little bit further forward, and lift up into reverse tabletop. Option to drop the head back. For me, it feels fine. It's strange, but maybe today I want to have the head lifted, gazing up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the butt down. Take the bend out of the spine. So we have two variations. Variation one is you'll inhale, extend. Exhale, you'll come back. Variation two, and you can start coming with me if you like. Inhale, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower down. So remember, you choose what works best for you. Inhale, up to some degree. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, hips come down to the ground. Inhale, extend your feet, reach your arms high. Exhale, fold. Now you might see what I'm kind of doing, right? I'm building these all together. So inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, hands by your sides, lean back, bring your feet to the ground. Inhale, lift the hips maybe, lift the chest, your variation. Exhale, lower down to the ground. Inhale, with control, extend the feet forward, then sweep the hands high. Great. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale up. Exhale, hands by your sides, fingertips point forward, lean back, feet to the ground. Inhale, hips go up, or maybe chest goes up. Exhale, lower, hips down. Inhale, legs extend, sweep the arms high. Maybe you take a little pause. Exhale, fold. I think one more. One more seems good. Inhale up. Exhale, hands by your sides, lean back with control, place the feet on the ground. Inhale, lift, your variation. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, extend the feet, extend the hands high, option to take it here or here, and we pause in boat pose. First one in class, so you could have the toes on the ground. That's another option, right? Ideally, keep that push of the chest forward. That's what turns the core on a bit more than if we were rounding and kind of relying on the spine, right? So much harder. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, straighten the legs and lower down, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands come down. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Option to have your knees bent here. Close your eyes. So today's class is about rhythm. You have already experienced the rhythm of your breath. Now we're working on this rhythm of movement. See if in this moment you can feel the rhythm of your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten the legs as much as you can. Option to still have a pillow under the butt. Bring your hands to heart center or down on the ground by your sides. Two options. Option here is going to be harder. Option here, a bit easier. Now, on your next breath in, lift your right foot up off of the ground and hold. Exhale, draw the knee up into the chest. Try to hover the heel. How tight can you get it in? On your inhale, widen your right knee out to the side. And now look, you're in like a nice little fold, like we could fold over that leg, but we're not going to fold over the leg. Instead, we are going to get our little last bit of mobility work over with. Yeah, of course. Now, hands here or here. Push your right knee down to the ground. Push your right ankle into the ground. Inhale, try to lift your left foot and hold. If that's impossible, you might be here. So remember, there's always variations. Harder version would be hands here and here. 3, 2, 1, release. Inhale, come up if you're folded. Exhale. Let's try that again, but we're going to widen this time. Inhale, push the ankle down, push the knee down on that right side. Inhale, lift the left foot. Now, very slowly, like you have nowhere to be, because you don't, you're just here with me, we're hanging out. Widen that leg to the side. Keep widening, widen. Yeah, terrible. 3, 2, hold, keep it up. I see you there. And 1, release. Great. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift that left foot up again. Brace in your core. Squeeze. Slowly. 5, back to center. 4, easy does it. 3, 2, yes. And 1, release. Great. Inhale your hands high. Now exhale, fold over that leg. This time, inhale, lift up halfway. See if you can grab somewhere. So I want you to grab either on your ankle, your calf, even your thigh. You might be here pulling down and in, right? If you can get your foot, pull as well. And then arch, or yeah, I would say this would be arching, right? I don't know, maybe this direction. Reach the chest forward, because this would be rounding, arching. Sorry, guys, it's Sunday. I'm not really sure where I am. Pull the chest forward. Pull the hands into your leg wherever you have, and try to have a little bit of a tug of war as you engage. Retract your scapula back, right? Plugging them back, hold. 3. I want this to be really active. Maybe a micro bend in that left knee to keep it engaged. 2 and 1. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. Exhale, extend. Whoo, maybe roll out that ankle for a second. And release down to the ground. Opposite side. Inhale, lift the left foot up. No hands. Try to draw that knee in as high as you can get it. Keep going, but don't let the foot touch the ground. And exhale, foot comes down, widen the knee out to the side. So side 2. Reminder, you can always be here, right? If this is really hard, lean back, you're on the beach. If you're like, no, Madison, and I'm gonna flip this way so I don't hit the chair. No, Madison, I got this. You're going to stay here with me. Hands here or here. Ready? Breath in. And this first one is just holding and seeing how the leg feels today. So notice if your calf is like, or your quad, this top big muscle on the top is a little tight. That's good. Squeeze, engage. If you get a cramp, you're doing it right. 3, 2, 1. Breath in. Exhale, release. All right, maybe you'd like to take it forward a little bit more now that we're going to widen out to the side. Inhale, push the left knee down, left ankle down, reach the right foot up, and then slowly extend. 5, 4, nice and easy. I'm watching you. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Breath in and out. Coming back in. You've got this. Ready? Inhale, squeeze, lift. Slow journey back to center. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. Great. Breath in, hands high. Exhale, fold over that leg. But remember, as you do this, instead of rounding, you're going to pull the chest forward, retract the scapula back, and then really pull into the leg somewhere. So like I said, you might be here, same concept. How proud can you make your chest as you pull? How much can you engage in your muscles? In your leg as well, maybe micro bend in the knee so it almost feels like you're pushing your foot or your leg into your hand. 3, 2, 1. Breath in. Exhale. All right, inhale the hands up. And then coming out, exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the leg and release. Great work. We're going to meet back in a tabletop pose. How are you going to do it? No hands. Maybe you can get there in a really strange way this time. Yep, definitely strange. All right. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. This time, we're making our way to downward facing dog. So first, curl the toes under. Push your butt up and back. Butt leads as you lift the hips high, then sink the heels down to the mat. Now, all 10 fingers pushing into the mat. Look at your hands. Make sure your pointer fingers are the ones pointing forward, not your middle fingers. Breath in, drop the head down, gaze towards the pelvis. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, bend in the knees, walk yourself to the top of the mat. Maybe even try to be on your tiptoes as you do it, legs straight or bent as much as you need until you make your way there. Fold, Uttanasana. Let's step the feet hip width distance apart today. Take a big bend in the knees, moving towards gorilla pose. If you have rings, and I do, I'm gonna have to like kind of spin them to the side, get them out of the way. You might be able to take them off, but you will lift your feet up and walk your hands under your feet so your toes press on your wrists. Like I said, you might have such a big bend that you're down here reaching. You might only be able to get your fingers. Either way, ideally press the feet down into the palms, and maybe you can even think about giving yourself a little wrist massage as you pull down. Now, option to stay here and just kind of like wiggle your toes, find your balance, or option to straighten the legs slightly and pull down in the hands and see once more if we're creating that tug of war. If you've noticed, we are doing a lot of lengthening today in the back of the leg, a lot of engaging. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up halfway, then release your hands from their nice little traps. Maybe like, right? Isn't there energy in the hands now? They just feel so massaged. You might be rolling your eyes at me. That's fine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, then wiggle the feet together, toes touch, sliver of space between the heels. If that's not possible, just take them a little bit more narrow until that feels comfortable. And then inhale, sit back, chair pose. But this time, we're just going to sweep right through it. So reach all the way through chair, hands high. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. We're 30 minutes into class, and this is our first time standing. How nice is that? Breath in. And out. All right. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take a big bend in your knees and step back to plank or tabletop pose. If you are in plank, round through the spine first. Think about rounding. And then as we exhale, everybody in plank or tabletop, let's retract the scapula, lower down, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up, back bend of your choice, maybe baby cobra to start. We haven't done one yet, so maybe try coming with me. Exhale, stay where you are. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, stay. Once more, inhale, lift. Yeah, it's hard to breathe. I know, that's why we're going fast. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Option 1, push up to tabletop. Option 2, plank. But if you're doing plank, thighs lift first, shoulders back, then press up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. We will all meet there. Walk your toes a little closer together, so a bit more of a narrow down dog. Inhale your right leg high. Look down at your right thigh. Turn your right thigh inwards so we make sure the hip is nice and closed. Breath in. Push the hands into the mat. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And then exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Lean forward as far as you can and step that foot through, low lunge. Lower the back knee down, untuck the toe. Option to have this padded. You might even roll up the edge of your mat and just do it like this, right? Or you could grab a pillow from the couch, whatever you've got on. Now, sink down into the left hip flexor as much as you can. So first, big stretch in the left hip flexor. Chest forward, shoulders back. Take a look at me. Pulling through, breath in. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Make the stretch active. Can you push the left hip down? One more breath in. And then as you exhale, bend and lift, or I should say straighten actually, not bend, straighten the front leg on the right side. Then flex the toes back towards your shin. If you have blocks, you can totally use blocks here to make this a little bit more comfortable. If you don't have blocks, you could keep the knee bent, working from here. Eventually, the goal is to drag that heel back without letting it move. Weird cue. but think about pulling back, stamping the heel down into the ground. Micro bend into the knee. You should feel a massive stretch on that right hamstring. Does everyone feel that? Yeah? Maybe? Yes? Okay, I see a few nodding. Great. Push the heel into the ground more. Hold. 3, 2. Great. 1. Now inhale. Use that pull of the heel to pull you forward back into this first stretch, and then inhale the hands high, Anjaneyasana. Option to keep the hands here, option here, or reach up. Breath in. Out. Now, can you pull your right hip back, left hip forward to keep you lifted while you stretch? 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands down. New variation. You might walk the hands back, or you might hover the hands back coming into this big stretch. See how high you can lift the arms. Pull into the heel. Remember, what's the rule? Fall out, fall back in, right? All right. Taking this as a movement, we're finding a rhythm. Inhale forward, reach the hands high, Anjaneyasana, sweep. Maybe you add in a bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands come down, option to walk, right? You might be walking, see how deep you can get. Inhale forward. Exhale, sweep. Last time, inhale, bring it up. We have what I'm gonna call my finishing move. I've been playing a lot of video games lately. Exhale, sweep back. Now, together, we are going to do my favorite thing in the world. I'm already laughing because I can't see, keep a straight face. Okay, fingertips to the ground. Fingertips or hands to the blocks. Now, look at your right big toe. Take a breath in. Try to lift your toe up towards your face. Squeeze and hold. 3, how high can you get that heel off the ground? Probably none. That is normal. You're normal. 2, keep trying to lift though. The intention is there. You're almost there. 1, breath in. Exhale, lower down. All right, inhale, come forward, hands reach up. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee up. Pushing round through the spine, up and back, down dog. Take a little breather between sides, and as a breather, I mean inhale forward, plank pose. Tabletop's always an option. Lower, slow. 3, 2, 1. Once more, back bend at your choice. Maybe you get a little higher this time. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Make your way up and back, downward facing dog. That was your breather. You're definitely breathing, so that's good. Walk your feet slightly closer together again. Inhale your right leg high. Look down, or look up technically, at your left thigh. Roll your left thigh inwards. So the hip is nice and closed. Push your hands into the mat. Lengthen the spine. Breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale, lift. I got lazy, I stopped lifting. Exhale, knee to nose, round as far as you can, and then step through, low lunge. Same thing as last time, lower the back knee down, maybe pad up the back knee, because now you know what's coming, right? So how can you make yourself comfortable in this as we move? First part, encouraging the stretch on the right hip flexor. So chest will pull forward as shoulders roll back. Push your right hip down towards the ground. You are the driver of your own car, so you get to decide how fast and how much you want to press. Even though we're not moving, what rhythm can you find? Either the rhythm of your breath, rhythm of your heart. Nice work. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, start to push the butt back, straighten the front leg, walk the hands back. Reminder, if you've got blocks, these might be your heroes here today because this can be pretty hard. If you can't get to the ground with legs straight, you can totally keep the leg bent as much as you can and stop there. So a few different variations. Now, try to find the stretch. Push your left heel down into the ground, and at the same time, imagine you're dragging it backwards, but don't let it move. So ideally, you should start to feel a huge stretch on the back of the left hamstring. Does everyone feel that? Yeah? I see little tiny heads sort of nodding, so I'm going to assume you're there. Okay. Push more, pull more. Push more, pull more. You're almost there. 3. Micro bend in the knee if you can. 2. 1. All right. Inhale, come forward. Then make your way to Anjaneyasana, hands sweep up. This time, perhaps a little bit of a back bend, but first I'd like you to focus on pulling your left hip backwards, right hip forward. So even though we're sinking down, you're still pulling and engaging deep in the stretch. We're not just like passively letting our hips chill out, right? You know this by now. You're all pros. Breath in. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the hands back. Maybe walk the hands. Maybe you can lift and go through it the entire time as you reach up and back. Now, I had you bring your feet pretty close to one another, so it's going to be more challenging. If you need it easier, you could step your foot and your knee a bit wider. Inhale forward, Anjaneyasana, sweep and reach. Option to add in a little more of a back bend every time. Exhale, hands come back, butt back. I can't look at the screen or I'm going to fall over. Inhale forward, up. Exhale, reach. Again, inhale forward, up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sweep. This time, hands can come down to the ground. Look down at your left big toe. Take a breath in. And then when you're ready, try to lift that toe up towards your face and hold. Now, if your foot isn't lifting, that's fine because the goal isn't to lift the foot, it's to engage the muscles deep in a stretch. So you're nailing it. Hold, hold, hold for 3, 2, yeah. Try and lift. 1, and lower. It's all the longer I can hold it too. Inhale forward. Hands frame the foot. Curl the back toe under. Lift the back knee up. Push up. And back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank pose or tabletop. Exhale, lower slow. 3, 2, 1. Shoulder heads are already back when you land. Inhale, lift up. Any cobra, up dog variation. Maybe even sphinx. I love a good sphinx pose. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Your push-up, either tabletop or plank. Exhale back, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of the mat and fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, hands high. All right, today's variation, instead of reaching the arms up, reach the arms forward so your wrists are in line with your shoulders. We're going to keep chair in the legs. Maybe you can get a little deeper. Inhale, you'll widen the arms to the side. See how far you can get them back. Exhale, forward. Touch the fingers. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Forget about your legs. They're doing great. They're so strong. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. One more time. Lower. Everybody, a little bit lower. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift up, hands up. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel the rhythm of your body. Beat of the heart, pace of the breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Draw your right knee up, 90-degree bend, specifically 90 today, because it's gonna play a role in what we start with next. Let's bring the hands to the hips. Hips should be equal. We're not hiking that right hip up, right? Right hip pushes down, easily in line with the left. Just find your balance. Strong through the left leg. Make sure it's nice and straight. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release, feet together. Weight goes into the right leg. When you're ready, now you know what we're doing. Inhale, left knee up, 90-degree bend. Focus on that hip first, because inclination will be to kind of hike it up slightly, but bring them in line with one another. The ankle is under the knee, right? Strong through your right standing leg. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Breath in and out. All right, switch your weight back over to the left leg, changing it up slightly. Inhale, draw the knee up as high as you can get it, and then bring the hands around the shin if that feels okay. Pull it in a little bit tighter. Maybe an ankle roll. That feels good for me after we had that stretch on the ankle, right? When we did that, well, you might remember, you might not. Anyway, might feel good. Breath in. All right, come back to stillness. Now listen carefully. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your hips. Try to keep your knee exactly where it is. It's going to be hard. It might drop. That's fine. Next breath in. Straighten your leg. Flex your foot. 3. Terrible. I don't know whose idea this was. 2. Yep, keep going. And 1. Feet together. Hands stay on the hips. Breath in. Great work, team. Breath out. All right, weight goes into the right leg. Inhale, left knee comes up. This time, see how high you can get it. Then reach the hands around the knee, pull in. Option to take those ankle rolls. My ankle's like, has a lot to say today. Yours might too. All right, breath in. Brace through your core. And then when you're ready, try to keep your knee where it is and bring your hands to your hips. Hold. Ooh. If you fall out, fall back in. Meet us. Inhale, extend the leg and hold. 3. Yep. Lift. 2. And 1. Release. Feet together. Hands by your side. Tadasana. Close your eyes. Once more, feel the rhythm of your body. This heart, this breath that allows us to do what we are doing. Breath in and out. All right, we are going to move on to another variation of that. So option 1, you might do the same thing we just did. You'll grab the knee, hold the knee in, see how high you can get it, release, right? Extend, sweep down. That's option 1. Option 2, you might come with me by inhaling the right knee up and bringing that hand on the right side to the inside of maybe the ankle, the foot, or the big toe. You could do 2 peace fingers around the big toe and hold here. The same concept would be you could release and hold, then extend the leg. If this feels okay, you could also work from here and hold. So let's everybody pick your variation. I'll hang out here till I see you in the camera, like you're looking like you're ready to release out of whatever you've chosen to be in. So pick your version. Then once you're there, we power up, right? Get strong before you release. So get strong in that leg, take a breath in, and then exhale, hold wherever you are. If you've got your knee bent, straighten your leg and meet the rest of us before we die. Extend the foot forward. 3, 2, and 1. Release, feet together, hands by your side, Tadasana. Woo! Great job, team. Balance is challenging. Engaging while we balance is 30 times more challenging. So give yourself a little grace if this is hard. Move over onto the right leg. And now we kind of know the variations, right? Variation 1, knee up into chest, take the wrap. Variation 2, hand comes to here somewhere and grab. Variation 3, extend the foot forward. Hand goes on the hip on the other side if possible for stability. Find your version. Strong balance, power up. Take a breath in, brace, and release wherever you are. Awesome. Now, if you had your knee bent, straighten your leg, please. Please, for us. Yes, you can do it. Hold. 3. Ooh, I'm going to fall. 2. And 1. Release. Great work. Hands by your sides. Close your eyes. Tadasana. Breath in. And out. I'm going to give you the chance to do this one more time on both sides on your own. Instead of cueing it, this is your rhythm. So you know by now, you can choose here, you can choose here, here, here. Pick yours and just get curious about how you're moving. Maybe you can do a 5 count in of breath and 5 count out. Maybe you'd like to hold this a bit longer. Option is yours. Go ahead, get started. I'll move slowly through one side and then the other. When I am close to being done, or I'll pull you guys out, but just take your time. Find your drishti, your point of focus. If you have the leg extended, remember to retract the scapula. Pull your right shoulder or left shoulder back, whatever's holding the leg. In between sides, take a few deep, long breaths. Kind of slow that pace back down. And when you've had a little break, you are ready and you can move into the opposite side if you haven't already. Option, I should say, anybody with a straight leg on the last side, if you want to try this, there's the option instead of bending the knee to kick the foot up into the hand with the leg straight. Forgot I should have told you that on the other side. Just try one side, see what happens. When you're finished, we will all meet in Tadasana. Hands by your sides, eyes closed. Back to your rhythm. Breath in. And out. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Half sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide. Push yourself through chair. Reach high, look up. And right down, exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide. Push up, reach up, look high. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, butt back, arms wide, push up, look high. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Now changing it up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank or tabletop. Last one of class. Lower down nice and easy. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, let's all come to Sphinx pose. Hands forward, elbows in front of the shoulders. Pull the hands towards you so you open the heart. Maybe let your eyes gently close, gaze at the third eye. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down to the hands. Release, elbows wide. Inhale. And then exhale, just flip over onto your back. Roll right on over. So you're laying back on the mat. Hopefully, you don't need to see me if you can't anymore. I'll just try to talk you through it. Once you're there, make your feet hip-width distance apart. And we'll move through a bridge wave. So this could be one supported bridge if you're over moving. If you're no more rhythm, Madison, you're welcome to stop and just be in a supported bridge. Otherwise, as you inhale, lift your hips high, lift your arms high up and over your head till the back of the hands come towards or to touch the ground. And then as you lower, the hands will sweep down, the hips will lower down. Try to do these two simultaneously so they both arrive at the ground at the same time. Inhale, hips up, reach up. And now from here, I'm going to let you take your own pace because I find this is a really personal movement. And if you want to try to hit every vertebra on the way down, it's a great way to build mind-body connection to the spine. Take 3 more of these. And then once you're done with 3, you'll move on to a twist. Option to take both knees in and just twist over to one side, or one knee in, twist over to one side. I still have one more round of this cat-cow kind of flow here. So I'll finish off. And then allow your arms, once you're in your twist, to come to a T. Remember, I care more about the shoulders being down on the ground than I do about the knee hitting the ground. I'm going to do the knees together twist over to the right. Option to gaze to the left if that feels okay on the neck. If you're on the left, option to gaze to the right. Continue to make your breath, that rhythm, relax you into the posture. So the breath is still controlled. You don't let go of it yet. When you're ready to center and over to the opposite side, maybe you take some hip adjustment in the middle to make sure the hips are evened out. And then twist over, taking the gaze in the opposite direction. When you feel like both sides are even, you can move out of your twist and into any finishing postures or just movements, right? It doesn't have to be a yoga pose. You can just be like, I want to move this direction or this direction. So, any last movement to make your practice feel complete, take that now. And then in about 1 minute, we will move into Shavasana. You're doing two-sided work. Move on to the other side now, just to make sure that they're both even. About 30 more seconds left, so not too long to move at the end of class today. You're not there yet, make your way towards Shavasana. You are at home, so option to get as cozy as you like. And then once you're there, let your legs go nice and wide, your palms go out to the side, either face up or face down, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Again, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Last time at your own speed, you'll take one more deep breath in, one more open mouth exhale, and then you will stop controlling your breath. Allow it to return to normal, this beautiful automatic process, this rhythm that will go in alignment with our heart. Relax your body. Let yourself feel really heavy on the mat. Shavasana. The rhythm of life is not constant. Sometimes life can feel like it's moving too quickly, too slow. Even on any given day, the rhythm of life ebbs and flows, constantly changing. And sometimes that can be challenging. But the rhythm of life is no different than the rhythm of our heart, the rhythm of our breath. It changes, moving with us. But it can also always come back to center. Come back to this automatic breath in, this automatic heartbeat. So allow yourself to sit just for a few more moments with this rhythm. And then know that on any given day, no matter what you are experiencing, if you take just a moment, you can always come back to this place. This reliable steadiness. Breath in. Breath out. You are welcome to stay here as long as you like. But if you are ready to move out of Shavasana and into the rest of your day, you can begin by gently reawakening your body. Start with small movements. And then over time, allow them to grow a little bit larger. Until eventually you reach your hands up over your head. Big morning stretch, second time waking up today. Maybe third if you took a nap. And then draw one knee into the chest and the other. Roll over onto your favorite side in fetal pose. Acknowledging this transition from your practice back into the self. Push up to a comfortable seat. And then either two palms together at heart center or two hands over the heart. The option is yours. As you inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, slide them down your back. Breath in. And exhale, bow your chin in gratitude. Maybe put a smile on your face. Inhale, lift the head back up. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. Awesome job. If you have any questions about what we did, why we did it, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I will see you next week for the Sunday Sweat Club. As a reminder, if you would like to join me for a retreat, I have a weekend retreat coming up in Mallorca in November. I would love to have you for, and one in December in Quebec. If you like to go to the spa, that might be an awesome fit for you as well. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a happy week. Bye.